Good day, everybody. This is John Scarborough. Wanted to talk a little bit today about electric fence, temporary and maybe some permanent post. Just a little bit about what I've learned and about what I'm using. This is by no means really a review video. Personally, I haven't been doing this long enough to give a review. I will give you my personal thoughts. But I'm not going to give you a review. What I'm going to give you is what I'm using and what is actually working really well for me so far. So right here, this is an OBrien post. I bought OBrien post because everybody I know that knew anything about this suggested OBrien as the best post. I'll go ahead and tell you, I think they're great. I absolutely love them. They go into the ground very well. This right here, I have to sharpen all of these when I first get them, but they're very nice. That foot is very nice. I really like that. I love how many clips it's got, and I love how easy it is to clip them on. I think personally, I don't know that I care to even try out any other post. I have tried out some simple posts from some big box stores, we'll just call it that. Anyway, I've tried out those, and they just their foot wasn't very big. It broke. The spike was way too fat. When I first looked at them, I saw that this was very flexible, and it kind of seemed a little flimsy to me, to be honest. But so far, I haven't had a problem. When I'm in steep, hard clay, I find that the easiest way to get in is not do anything with your hand up here. Just hold it straight up and down and just give it a swift pop using only your foot. Don't use your hand to do anything. Just your foot, just like that. Now this is some really good soil out here. We got, I was using a post hole digger the other day, and I dug down about 3 foot and never got out of topsoil. So this is good topsoil here. But I've got some other pieces of land with only about 1/4 inch of topsoil. And in mid-August, this right here is a pain in the butt to get in no matter what you're using. But if you get your technique right, that works pretty good. What I really wanted to talk about was these posts right here. I got these posts for, I'm going to calculate real quick, about 82 cents a piece for either length here. The way I did that math real quick is basically this is 1/4 inch cold roll. This is not rebar. I have made some out of rebar, and I've seen other people do it, and it does work. But rebar is thicker and it's heavier. So this is 1/4 inch cold roll that you can go up there and you can buy for 20 foot. So if you cut 6 pieces at 40 inches, then you got 6 40-inch posts, which is taller than all of these. 40 inches is taller than all of these. But you could do that and get it. I got this one right here. It's a longer one. I like it all right, and I use it in some places. But then I got this other one. Get that in there. I got that other one right there about that. It's the 3rd one there. So that's where I've got that one. And I cut this post to that length. I really love that. It works great. I don't need them to be any taller than that. Most of the time, that's what I use for cows, is that length. But I do have a few taller ones for those oddball places. This right here, I welded a little foot on the bottom and then sharpened the edge right there. I don't have any trouble getting that in at all. I mean, it goes in. I'm gonna be honest, it goes in better than the OBrien. I'm gonna be just real honest. And I can beat this one in if I had to, but I never do have to. It works very well for 83 cents. So that one is about $4. I think it's well worth the money. I think it's money well spent. I'll say it like that. And I'm probably gonna buy some more. But to get you by, I think this right here is a great way to get you by for sure. Another thing I really like about these is that I can do this right here. I can adjust that anywhere I want it at any point. So I know that y'all have put some temporary fences up and seen that some of your spot, you know, after you get it hot, you see some of your spots are a little bit lower than you really expected. So that right there, I love that. Plus you can use it in all sorts of other places. You know, you can just have that one clip on there and adjust it right down. And just so everybody knows, that 83 cents is including that clip up there. So, you know, if you wanted to have more than one clips, then of course the price goes up. But I really think for the money, and I mean 83 cents, you can have a 40 inches, okay? And if you want to have that little foot down there, that foot is about 4 inches with the bend. So if you look at that right there, that's 4 inches including the bend. There's a 3 foot step and then the 1 inch on the bend there. And this one right here, I've got a really long spike on my long ones. The spike is about the same length as the OBrien. This one goes in incredibly well as well. This one, I made my spike a little bit shorter. I didn't really see any reason to have quite as long. The post was short enough that you know, you don't have as much pressure on it from that distance. So I have not had any problem out of it. I think it works very well, that length. But if you divided your metal into 40 inches, you would have enough to do this long right here and get your little spike there, and you would have just enough to get all the way through, because that's 36 inches there, and then it's a 4 inch there, you know. So that would, I mean, you can get your nice long post, you can get short posts, you can do it however you want. Like I said, the reason I like these short posts is because they are about the same weight as this OBrien. I mean, I put that in there, and it's not any. In fact, I would almost say the OBrien's a little bit heavier. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all a couple more other things that I have here. This is a rebar one. I just had some old rebar, so I mean, by golly, I used it. But it's not ideal. And then I have some other pieces that I have not welded any feet on yet. It's just a plain bar. But I wanted to show you this. I mean, I actually pushed that in. It's such a thin metal, I actually pushed it in just by hand without even a foot piece or anything. Now, I don't think I can do that with that OBrien without it flexing around. So there is stability there. There is strength. I do think, I think it's a worthy option. For the price that you're spending less than $1, so it's less. It's more than 4 times cheaper as one of those, so it's a good way to get you started. You're going to spend $200 to get you a box of 50 of those, you know, those OBriens. I think you need to get them eventually if you plan on doing this a lot. But if you don't do it a lot, I think these are the way to go. And if you just want something that's going to be there for a while, I think definitely this is the way to go as well. Anyway, didn't want to drag this video out too long. I just wanted to talk about these little 82 cent posts that I got right here. I think they work incredibly well. It is 1/4 inch thick cold roll. Just remember that when you go up there. It's not rebar, it's cold roll. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe.